Hi, everybody. June here from Red Daisy Crafts. I am hoping that this is going to work. We had a technical issue, came out and we were not in the group, so I left and came back in. So I hope you are all seeing it now. I'm going to check real quick to see what's happening. And hopefully we're going to be in the group. There we are. Awesome. Awesome. This happened a couple of weeks ago, and I didn't want to, you know, I guess do what I did last time, which was go without it streaming to the group. And so I decided to just back out, shut down, start over. That seems to be the trick. I'm going to have to, I guess, get with StreamYard and find out what's going on. So I do use StreamYard to stream this video each Sunday, and it streams in my Facebook group and on YouTube. So you can see it in both places as a live, and then the recordings are there for you if you're not able to make it live. So let's get started again. And if you're able to join, oh, hi, Wanda. Thanks for joining. It's so great to have you. I'm just going to kind of review again what I was doing at the beginning. So I'm June Leindecker, and I'm a independent Stampin' Up demonstrator here in San Antonio, Texas. And each week I come here and do a Sunday Live in our group, Paper Pumpkin and Kit Hangout group on Facebook. And I'm super excited to be here today to unbox our November Warm Wishes Paper Pumpkin Kit, and also share with you an alternate card design that's a gatefold, and I'm kind of excited to share that with you. I haven't actually put it together. I've made all the pieces, but I wanted to also show you how to put it together. So I'm excited to go through all of that with you. And so we should get going. Oh, I have one other thing. So today is the last day for the Black Friday weekend sale that I did extend beyond Black Friday. So if you are interested in any kits that I may have in my inventory, I'm offering a really great discount to those. You pay the full shipping and tax as usual, but I'm offering really good discounts when you buy more than one, and even the first one starts off at a 5% discount off of retail. So happy to help my kits go to a good home and give you guys a great opportunity. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm so excited. All I have done here is take off the cello, and we're going to go down to this screen. So, all right, everybody, here we go. This is just my mailing paper that comes in here with the cello. So when you open it up, it looks like we have a Daffodil Delight a piece of tissue paper inside. And we have a really beautiful stamp set. I'm trying to figure out a way to get it so you're not getting the glare. Okay, I think maybe there we go. Let's see. There we go. And the stamps on here are special delivery, warm wishes from our home to yours, with love, 'tis the season. There's the cutest little dog with a scarf, and it looks like he's got like a little envelope in his mouth that he's running away with. And then we have this beautiful door with the trees that match the trees that were in the October kit. So really beautiful. Oh, and we have a little present over here. So really beautiful exclusive stamp set. The Stampin' Spot for November is Mossy Meadow. you know, I like to use my big stamp pad for our sessions. So I'm just getting that out right here. And I'm going to set these aside. And then let's get our kit out and see what we have. So I have looked at a few folks' videos. I was so excited about it, and my kit did not come very quickly. So I hope that you got your kit, and maybe you've already played with it, or maybe you're going to play with it today with us. So we'll get that out of the way, and then here's the kit itself. And so I just like to show that itself, and then we're going to open it up and peek inside to see what all we have. And didn't get this fully cut off of here. It's getting in the way. This kit has 8 treat boxes, or what they're calling treat boxes. It's kind of like a wrapper. We have some tear and tape, some linen thread going on here. And just realized when I shut down, my light did not come back on. So let me get that. Okay, we have a very small amount of dimensionals, but from what I understand, it's what we need to make the project that the kit came with. So these are the wrappers that I was mentioning for the treats. They're the houses, and you have a house on both sides. One is the front, and the other side, I guess, is the back of the house and the roof. And so we'll put one of the set of those together. You get treat pouches. You get stickers to close your treat pouches. Okay, so we're gonna just set those aside. We have labels to create a sentiment tag, and so we have flags here, like this. Okay, and then we also have circles on here, and there's 1, 2, 3, 5. There's 5 of each of these circles and flags, so you have one extra. And then there is a whole sheet of wreaths. So if you can see that, they're just the cutest things there. And those you can use to like put on the windows. So we are going to have some fun with those as well. Here's our cardboard sheet and our instruction pamphlet. So here are what the houses look like when they're put together. And of course, as usual, we have all the instructions in detail on the inside. Okay. And looks like we have our inventory of what pieces you need for each one, and then the full detail of instructions. You still have your ruler on the side, and on the back we have our full outline of the materials included. And they gave us a few alternate projects here, which are really cute. This kit includes coordinating Stampin' Up! Colors in Balmy Blue, Blueberry Bushel, Cherry Cobbler, Crushed Curry, Daffodil Delight, Lemon Lolly, Mossy Meadow, Night of Navy, Old Olive, Pecan Pie, and Real Red. So lots of colors, and really, I guess what I would say, a lot of core colors, because so many of them are so bold and rich colors. Bright, bold, rich. That's what I would say. So that is what you have in the kit. So now I am going to move some of this out of the way, because I have already have my project tonight kind of laid out in another box. And so I'm going to get that box instead, just because it's going to have all the things we need in it. Is that it? No, this is not the right box. Here it is. Here it is. And that other box was last month's. So I'm going to move our stuff out of the way. Here's other sheet of instructions, which we will use for our putting together the projects in the kit, but these are the projects I put together for alternates. So we're going to need two. We're going to need two of these. So one for each kind, because we'll make both. And we'll get our dimensionals out, and we'll get one house in blue, the other house in tan and red, which is probably crumb cake or pecan pie and real red. And so we will work on that. I did not see the sheet of wreaths come out, but it's bound to be here in this stack of things. If not, we'll get the other one out since we're not seeing it. So, all right. So, the first thing I like to do is just make sure that our stamp set is all working perfectly for us. And I got this, I watch other demonstrators and I like something they do. So I want to also provide that reminder to you all is that this stamp set, Stampin' Up will only replace it if it's not working good. If you don't come back to them like within, I think 60 days, I think it is, or maybe it's 90 days. But you want to go ahead and get your stamp sets out and make sure that they work, okay? Because if they don't, they will replace them, okay? Anything in your kit, right? And so I got this idea from Robin, another Stampin' Up demonstrator in my demo line, and she just really does this quick little inking of the whole thing, just to make sure that they are inked and making a good image. And so let me just get this side really one more time. There we go. All right, so you just leave them right on that little sheet that they come in like this. And so you're just going to go ahead and press down on that sheet after you put ink on all of them, just to make sure you're getting a good image, okay? And so there you have it. Here's the image of all the stamps, and they all look like they're doing just fine. Again, you can see the "'Tis the Season" with love, so pretty, the font, and the special delivery and the warm wishes from our home to yours. So that's not a perfect illustration of the stamps. It's just really to make sure that the images are working in working order, and then we will clean it off, and then we will dig into the projects themselves. So just try not to get too inky from this, and get our stamp set clean at the same time. So yeah, not too bad. Didn't get too inky. There we go. So just going to put the little cello back on here to cover it up. And I have been keeping this little sheet, how I keep my stamps. So I've just been putting it right inside the little holder I have for my stamps, which is one of the pockets that I got off of Amazon. And so I've been keeping this for that purpose. And it's nice to have the stamped images to look at, because sometimes it's hard to read everything off of your stamp set. So I'm just going to put that aside for us, and then we can dig in to our projects. Let's see. Still I'm not seeing those wreaths. I guess we'll get them out when the time comes. All right, so in our instructions, I'm going to go ahead and get me out of the big picture. And let's see. What am I doing here? There we go. All right, out of the big picture. All right, so we got our instruction pamphlet. Thanks for joining tonight. I hope, or this afternoon, I guess, you know, here in San Antonio at 4 now, the lighting outside is pretty much like dusk. And so it feels like we're doing this so much later than we have been in the past. So that just feels kind of funny. All right, so I am going to go ahead and see if I can find these wreaths, because we're going to need them. And that'll take care of that. Okay, so we are going to need, the first one we're going to do is going to be the tan and red. So we're going to use that. I have, for Thanksgiving, I packaged up all my supplies, and so I'm not with my usual stuff here at my desk. They're still in my bag. But the first thing we're going to do is stamp the sentiment. And so it has us using warm wishes from our house to yours, or from our home to yours. So we're just going to get that out and put it on a block and get that ready. And then we're going to need the labels, the die cuts that they gave us. So I'm just going to leave it right on here, or I guess not. I'll take it off of here. It'll be easier for you to see me stamp this. Okay. Open up our Mossy Meadow, and we're going to ink this up. All right. And we're just going to put that right on here like this. And I do like to let my ink sit for a minute. I feel like it does better long term. And so there is this beautiful message: warm wishes from our home to yours. All right, so that's what we did there. Now the next thing it has us doing is cutting a piece of the linen thread. It says we need 25 inches. Well, that seems like a lot. Let's just see what that's all about. So it looks like we're going to go around the house roof, or looks like we're going to go around this top part up here. So but we are not actually going to tie that on right away, but we'll go ahead and get it cut. That's what it says. That's what it says. So how was everybody's Thanksgiving here in the U.S.? We had such a nice time at my brother-in-law's house in Kerrville. They always have a very nice day for us, and the weather was gorgeous. We got to be outside a little bit, and it was just a lot of fun to see everybody. Man, oh man, this is hiding from me. Don't you know how these do it? Huh. It's really being tricky on me. There it is. There it is. Okay. So it says we need 25 inches. So I'm just going to do 12 and 12. or I'll do 12 and then 13 here to get us our 25 inches. Okay, and then put that aside. All right, and then the next thing, it says we need five of the wreaths, and to put dimensionals on the back of them. Now, I'd really rather use mini dimensionals because what they gave us are big ones, but I don't know that I have any handy here. So we'll just use what they gave us. Seems like overboard, but we're just going to do what they ask. You know, we like to follow the instructions the first time, so oh, that's so nice, Wanda. Yeah, I've seen her do it. Robin, I think it's Cardman. Anyway, I've seen her do it so many times, and I just, you know, I've done it a few times, but I really need to make sure that I'm telling people all the time. You know, but you're right. We have kits that we don't open, and we need to check them because it would be terrible if we get to them 2 years later and they don't work, right? So, all right. So now we have our wreaths, we have our sentiment. So looks like now we can start to put our house together. Wants me to go ahead and put these wreaths on the house. So let me take off the backs of our dimensionals, and we're just going to put the wreath right on the window like that. There. They really are cute, these houses. And they also have all this glittery stuff, like the glue that came in the October kit. If you got the October kit, so cute. That glitter glue. I actually still have some. I just did not use a lot of it when I was using it, and I'm glad I have some left. All right, so just making sure those are pushed down really good. And then it has us taking and putting some of the tear and tape along the bottom of the, I don't know, it says it's a box, but I feel like it's more like a cover around something, or you're wrapping it around something. So just having a difficult time with that. All right, so I can't totally tell, but it seems like this is just going right in the middle here, and I just love tearing tape. You can tear it, so handy. And so we're just going to do that, and then we're going to put another piece up on this edge right here. And this is going to be for the flap that folds over and holds everything in place. So that's going to go right there. And put our little tear and tape away for now. Okay. So now I'm going to burnish the score lines. All right. These little boxes are a little bit of a heavier cardstock, so that's very nice. This one was already folded, and then I'm going to go ahead and do the flap up here. So, so this is kind of how it goes together. Okay. So it goes like this in a sense. All right. So there you have that. And so the next thing is we have our little cello bag. Okay. And essentially this is a gusseted bag. All right. And so you can put a good amount of stuff in here. But like, I cannot stick my hand in there entirely, but I have some treats that I got to put in here, and I'm thinking I can get 3 or 4 of these in here. So let's see, because I'm thinking I can get them to go in sideways. These are the Snicker Trees snacks that come out all at the holiday season, and I like how festive the little wrappers are, you know, so I'm not sure if one more will fit or not. I was thinking it might. So let's see if we can. Oh yeah, perfect. Okay, that's what I was thinking, that we could get all 4 of them in there. Okay, and then what you have is fold over. All right, and this goes inside the pouch, but actually I'm not sure if that is too big or not. I better take one out. Looks like it might be a little too much. And I got a whole box of these. I have a holiday lunch this week with coworkers, and they're all getting the house. I'm so excited to share that with them. I think they will get a kick out of it. All right, so you have these little labels in here, and that's what they're for, is to fold this over, and then you can close up the little pouch like that. Okay, so there you have that. Nice little presentation for it. And then this is going to get stuck right down onto that tear-in tape. Okay, which I need to remember I don't need to make that as long, because I don't know if you can see, but I have probably a 1/2 inch extra here and a 1/2 inch on the other side that probably is going to be exposed. Not a big deal, but I don't need it. So I'm just setting this down in here and pressing down on it. So now it's stuck in there pretty good. All right. And now this is going to close up around it. All right. And that's how it will look. I think that's a really fun little treat house. But you can see what I mean. Like, it's not really a box. Okay. And so before we close this is where we're going to do our wrapping of this linen thread. So it's going to go around this part. And when I do this, I like to wrap things in a particular way so I get my bow in the right spot. And as I suspected, we do not need 25 inches, but that's all right. We got what we got. I guess I could make more on this end where I started. And guess I could have done this before I stuck all the candy in there, because this just feels awkward. Okay, so now we are going to be wrapping this up here, and I'm going to put a little knot in it before I put the tag on, and then a bow. So there you have it. It's just a little bit of a decoration up here at the top, but it is going to hold our little sentiment tag. Okay. And I am going to put my little note on the back right now before I close this, so that I can just not have to do this next week while I am fighting the packaging, right? So I'm just going to do this right now. All right, so that's going to go onto our string here. And if I can see where the string is going through the hole, which I apparently cannot. There we go. All right, so now I'm just going to use this to tie a bow around it. And I stretched out the ends so that I have about the same amount of tail on both sides. So we'll have a little bit of an extra tail since we have the 25 inches of bow. So you can see here how that looks right there. Okay. And yeah. And so now we're going to take this tear and tape off. And then we're going to close this up. So I'm just making sure I have it lined up properly on both sides so that I get it put down right where I want it. And there we go. Oops. There we go. All right, so there's our, just pressing that down good. All right, and there's our package. How cute is that, everybody? So very cute. And I was just trying to decide if things look blurry or not. Wanda, I'm curious, do things look a little blurry to you? Or is it clear? I mean, I changed something in my settings because the autofocus was kind of driving me bananas, but I'm now wondering like if that's causing it even to be more blurry. So let me know. Okay, that is really, really cute, y'all. You could do nothing else with this kit but make these houses, and they would be so well received by anybody that would receive one. Now, I kind of like it when my things stay in place. So you could always tack this down with a little glue dot or put a dimensional. Like here, you could just do a dimensional on the back of here if I didn't already write a sentiment. Okay. But since I did, I want that to be visible. And there you have it. So let's make the next one and see how that goes. It's basically the same process. So we're going to stamp our sentiment, but I think we're using the circle now. And I think this one gets with love, but let me look at the instructions a little at times. That's what I was wondering. It is cute, isn't it? Yeah, let me know if it's a bother, because I felt like before the autofocus was also causing me an issue. And so I was hoping this would be less of it. So we'll see. All right, so no, this one gets 'Tis the Season. So we're going to get our 'Tis the Season stamp out, and we will try that. And all right, so there we go. We have our 'Tis the Season. We're going to do our stamping first. All right, and it's just going to get put on here. We also got to see our grandchildren on Thanksgiving. That was kind of fun. We don't always get to see them on the holiday. You know, when you have a bunch of families from divorce, the holidays are hard because you want to go everywhere and see everyone, and makes it hard. So, but we did get to see them. It was a lot of fun, and they're getting so big. The oldest, Aiden, is getting so big. He's just so tall now. Just, there we go. So we have our little linen thread now, our 25 inches for that. And then we are going to also need, there are no, oh wait, 3 wreaths for this one. 3 wreaths. Okay. So you got a few extra on those. If you put them on each house the way that they have given it in the instructions. So we're going to make some cards so as well. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, that the other way that I had the setting made me capable for putting the close up easier. So we'll see. I'll watch this and see what I think, and then decide which way to go. All right, so our other house, this one's a little bit smaller in size, but still relatively sizable. Again, we are going to put some tear and tape. So let me just get my tear and tape again over here. And it looks like we're putting a little bit on each side here. And that will be to do the closure piece. And then like I said, I'm not going to do as big of a piece down here. I'm just going to put it more in the center for the bag itself. So this is my big box of Snicker treats that I have. So let me get some out so we can put this one together as well. And I have our little cello bag here. So let's get them in here. This is all part of the fun, right? Getting to put all the treats together. So we have our little packaging, and so we're going to get another one of these stickers to put on our treat pouch. Close it up. See, get this a little bit closed down. There we go. And like that. All right, so now that's just going to go right in here. And this is definitely more about how much you need because it's really, you only need this much, right? Not a whole huge piece. So just putting that down in there and pressing on that. All right. Now I did that and we did not burnish the edges. Oh my goodness. June. Silly girl. All right. I can do this here. All right. And then that one was already, so we just have this one that we need to do. All right. Not too bad. All right. So that goes like that. All right. And look at that. Those candies, it's almost too much now. You cannot put 3 in this one because of the size of it. And I don't know if I can get my sticker off. Well, it's not the best. That's okay. But looks like this one that I can only get about 2 in here. I may have to do something kind of a different candy in these. So for tonight, though, 2 will do. Yeah, that's much better. 2 in here. Still feels bulky, but I think it's the height of the candies Maybe if they were laying down, that would be different. So just coming up like that. I think we're gonna, yep. This is good. I can show you what'll fit and what won't fit so that you can be prepared by that. So there you go. All right, so now we are going to put our tie on again. And I think maybe I'm holding this a little bit better direction so I can wrap things. Okay, that's too far. Like this. There we go. All right, so just again, I'm doing the same thing I did before. I'm tying a knot before I add my tag, just to make it easier when I tie the bow. Okay. So we are putting the string through the back so it all hangs nicely and can be seen. Yeah, I know I meant to sign that one, but I may have to redo this because of what happened with the candy. You know what? This is wider, and that's why the tails do not work out the same on the other as they did on the other house. So I'm just shortening up my bow to have a little bit more tail there. So this rooftop is wider. All right, so let's see if I can lower that. That's going to be better. There we go. Yeah. Now we have two pieces we've got to get put on here. And let's see. All right, so now let's get this down in here and that piece down and this piece down and press. So there is our little cute house. Now we're supposed to put some wreaths on here, which I did not do before we closed it up, but not to worry, we can add them still. And this is just as cute as can be. Absolutely. So cute. And so there's the two treat boxes that the kit makes. And I just think those are so cute. So I hope that you like those. And yeah, that is really weird. I just feel like it is not setting right. So I'm going to change it real quick to turn on the autofocus, because now there we go. Yeah, this is just, I don't know which way is better. Let's see, we'll just leave it this way. Maybe it's just me and my eyes. The older I get, the more I don't see as good as I used to. They're just so cute, y'all. And such a fancy little treat to leave for somebody. It's substantial. It's not like a dinky little treat by means at all. So really, really cute. So I'm just going to set these over here for you to see. You know, basically they're the same width, but one's just a little bit taller, and otherwise they are awesome. All right, so now I created a gatefold card for you, and like I said, I did not put it together because I wanted to kind of show you what I did, and I felt like if I waited to put it together that I would not forget all the pieces that I created. So we're going to get out our pieces here, and we are going to put this together and make it. So I have a 5.5 by 8.5 piece of cardstock, and this cardstock is getting scored at 2 1/8 from one side and 2 1/8 from the other side. It's basically leaving the 4 1/4 in the middle. And so it folds like this. It's a gate fold. Okay. And this is so cute, y'all. And this is Mossy Meadow cardstock. Okay. And then I took the piece of the card base that's in the add-on kit, and I actually took off 1/4 inch up at the top so that I would get a little bit more snow on the pieces. And then I cut it to 5 3/8. Okay. So I took off, I'm going to do it with you because I have 2 cards that I can create. But I just wanted to kind of explain as we go. Whoops, turn around. So this card base is 5 by 7, so it's really 10 by 7, okay? And so I'm just taking off 1/4 inch up here at the top, and that's literally just to give me more snow at the end of the page when I use this, all right? And then I'm flipping it over and I'm cutting at 5 3/8, okay? So I'm giving like 1/8 inch around the cardstock to create a layer, all right? So that's the measurement we need. Now, you're going to use this, so I'm just setting it aside because it's got that snow drift with the glitter glue element to it. But here, I'm just cutting these to 2 inches, okay? So remember, the flap here, okay, the flap, it's 2 1/8, all right? So I'm making this 2 inches to be a layer on that flap, all right? So we're going to cut 2 of those, and I'm just cutting them right next to each other, all right? So that when I put them on there, they line up, even though generally you're not going to see it, so to speak. So they're going to go on the front of the card base like this, all right? And they, as you can tell, they line up, all right? So that's kind of that piece of it, okay? Then this moon is not going to be seen in what we're doing, so I'm not concerned about it. But inside, I need a piece that is 4 1/8, okay? So I am going to trim this to 4 1/8. Yep, right there. And that's going to be our inside piece. That's going to go right in here, okay? And like I said, the moon isn't going to be seen, even though it's in a nice position for what we're creating. That is not going to be seen. And so this is the beginning of our piece, all right? So I have this left over, and what I've decided to do is I am going to use this extra piece, and I'm just basically, the score line is right in the middle. So I am literally just cutting it at the score line. Yeah, I'm cutting it at the score line. They're not the same width. We can adjust that later when we get to using this piece. But for now, I just want it to be cut on that score line so that we can then make it even. So probably just trimming this one down to that size. But we'll put that aside for now. But I believe we're going to use it on the inside. Okay. So then the other thing we're going to do is we are going to cut our house. So I need another house. Where is it? I don't think I got that out. So let me get out another house real quick. So and we're going to use the tan and red pecan pie and the red. So let me show you how I cut this. All right. Because there's no way to just cut it up here because there's no fully flat edge. So what I have done is I'm using the lines here to line things up and to make sure I have my score line in place of the track. But I'm moving it slightly past it so that I'm going to cut just on this side of it and there won't be any funky little edge at the bottom. Okay. And so we're just cutting our house just like that. All right. So there's one house. Okay. And then we are going to do the same on this side. So again, I'm using this line to line things up and I'm moving my score line just a tad past the center of the score, the trough where the cutting blade will go. There we go. Okay. And so just cutting that off there. All right. And so you end up with this little piece. And we're not using this today, but I'm saving this because we may use it in a future card. So now I am cutting off this roof right here. And I'm just lining it up in where the score line is. And I'm also using the lines here to make sure it's straight. It's really hard because you're cutting through all this glue and everything. And so it's difficult to get it perfect. So that's okay. I got a little bit of a funny little edge here, as you can tell. So I'm just going to trim that a little bit so that it's not funny, like a little poking out edge. So I'm just trimming that off. Okay. And so now I have the two pieces, right? Well, this one is going to go on the front of our card, and this one's going to go on the inside of the card. Okay. So we're going to cut this one, and we're going to cut it right down the center of the door. So going right between the two panels on the door, we're going to go right up here, and then it's going to go right through the line in the window. Okay. And that is where we're going to cut. So I'm just lining it up here and making sure I got everything in line. And there we go. So now we have our two pieces. Okay. And this is what's going to go, for example, here on our gatefold. So we have this sky out there, and this one's going to go on this side. Okay, like that. All right, same thing's going to happen on this side with our other piece. Okay, so we have that piece, and then this one's going to go on the inside. And I think, I'm just looking very quick, but I think that's pretty much all the pieces right now. Oh, no, it's not. All right. So I said I was going to use this. This is the end of the card base. And so we're going to use this. We're going to cut, it doesn't really matter. It's up to you, but I am cutting off from this particular end where it has more of the glitter glue on it. And I am cutting a piece at 2 inches. I'm going to cut 2 of those. And this one is the left side, and this one is the right side. Okay. And that is going to be for the front. All right. Then I'm going to flip this over with the score line here. I'm going to flip this over and I'm going to do a piece at 4 1/8. Okay. And that's going to be for the inside. Okay. And so those are it's going to be snow that we're going to add to basically transition from the back piece to the house so that it looks like it's snowing on up into the card where the house is. So I think we're done with the trimmer. I'm going to get a drink. And we can start to assemble our card. So first thing is we'll put down our bases or the layers that we have. And so this again is from, I'm not sure if I can get any more glue out of here. I have another one standing by, but this is feeling quite empty. And I should probably just change it right now, just while, because it's going to take up time trying to deal with it. So we're putting this piece down on the inside. Let me get my spare right here. This is just my favorite glue and I use a lot of it. So it'll just be easy to just start with that. Okay. All right. So now we have the gatefold here, right? So this is the gatefold. And on the outside, I think this is the, yeah. All right. So on one side of the outside, we're going to put down this layer. Okay. And then on the other one, we're going to put down this layer. Okay. So we are using the glue to put these down. I don't know if I've ever really told you, but I don't want somebody to get my card and for it to fall apart at any point. And I just feel like the green glue protects it from that. I feel like sometimes the tape doesn't hold as long. And I guess if I'm ever, selling a card, which I do from time to time, I don't ever want to be selling a card that, is going to fall apart. That would just be terrible. But, okay, so there we have this. All right. So there's our piece. All right. So I told you I was going to use these, and I believe what I'm going to end up doing with them is putting them right in here. And just bringing this off to the edge or around the corner. So when you open it up, and I'm just trying to decide if one side's better than the other for it. And I do think I have to trim this one down a bit. And then that'll take off the score edge that's there. So let's see what we have. I think this is going to be 3/4 of an inch. Yeah, well, not quite. It's a little more like 7/8. Is that right? Well, it's 1/8 past 3/4. So that's what I'm going to do. Something 16th, and I'm not sure. All right, so we're just getting rid of that piece. So literally we're using the whole card base from the add-on kit, just about, because we're going to add our snow and everything. And so let's just do this one over here. Seems like a better transition, and this one over here. All right, so let's just glue these down right now and put these on like this. And I just think it'll be a nice little transition when it opens. It'll make that feel more like a scene as opposed to just the house. So I think that will be nice right here. Because when we put the house down, it's pretty much the whole space, right? And so then we're going to have snow coming across here at the bottom. All right. So that's how it'll open up. It's so pretty, isn't it? It's so pretty, I think. Yep. Happy with it. So, okay. Now, I like to test it because I think I did think I was going to need to trim a little bit of the house. So this edge is just like tiny bit curling. And so all I did was take and go a little bit around that edge, just cutting it a little bit shorter. Okay. I don't really know how to describe it. I'm just shaving off a little bit. Like literally, I'm just taking off tiny little pieces. I don't know if you can see that, but just tiny little pieces off the edge, so that it folds easier and not as difficult when it closes. Okay, so now it just closes a lot easier before we put the house in. All right, and then what we're going to do is we're going to take this down here, and I'm going to cut along here where the glitter glue is. I don't know how much you can see of that, but I'm literally just using the line of that glitter glue, and I'm just cutting down around it, you know, making like a little snowdrift out of it like that. Okay. So that's going to come across here like this. All right. And it'll go, we'll put that probably on some dimensionals, but we'll make it come just slightly over the top of the house here. So like when you open it up, the house there, it isn't just there like that. It's going to have like a little bit of a transition from, you know, how it would be outside if it was outside. Okay. And so we have that right there like that. Okay. So that's going to go on the inside, and we can go ahead and glue this down because I am gluing it down. The snow at the bottom, I think I will put on dimensionals for that. And I just want to make sure I know where I need to put my house before I put it down. So I'm just moving it down just a tad before the glue dries. All right, so that's the other thing I love about the green glue is that green, meaning the green bottle, is that I can move it around a bit. Okay, so that is that piece. And then this is just going to go on with a couple of dimensionals. And I'm literally only going to use 3 because I don't want to have a lot of weight or bulk to it. All right. So I'm just putting 3 across there like that to make sure it is held down. So, and I think I put them in far enough that they're not going to interfere with the closing of the gatefold card, that it still will allow it to close. Yeah, it helps it pop open, that's for sure. But that just looks so cute, doesn't it? Oh, I just love it. And all right, so now on the outside of the card, we have our pieces. Yeah, this is the one. All right, so this is now going to go on the outside. Okay. And what you want to try and do the best of your ability is get it kind of lined up to the place where the house is on the inside as well. So I can see my roof line right up there. And so I'm just making sure that these are going at that level. And we're gonna do the same thing here at the bottom with the snow drifts, but this element is going to go all the way to the close, okay? And so I'm not worrying so much about how it's placing onto the gatefold piece of the card. I want this to match up here as best as it can. So I am going to get my I'm trying to think how I want to mark this. So I think I'm going to use my erasable pen. Where did I put it? Oh, here it is. I got my erasable pen here. And I'm just going to make a couple little marks down here at the bottom where this is going to line up. Okay. So now I just have some little marks on here to tell me where the bottom is going to go. Okay. I knew we were going to go a little bit over today, so I appreciate your patience, but I just think this is so cute and wanted to do it today. My kit came later than usual, and so, you know, it just was necessary. So, all right, we're going to put on the house. We're going to use dimensionals. I was trying not to, but I think it just will look so much better when we do. So I am going for it. All right. So this is the one side. So I'm just pulling this off and I'm going to put that down. All right. And I want this to get lined up on the edge. I think I need a little higher. There we go. Okay. Right on the edge. Okay, there we go. There is our one side. Okay. Is that lined up? Yeah. Very, very cute. Okay, now we need more dimensionals for this one. And I hope you like this card. I think it's so cute and fun. I guess I like to make a little bit simple, but also, you know, really beautiful cards. And so this one is definitely one of those situations where we are trying to let the elements speak for themselves. All right, so there's our little gatefold. Now I'm going to work at erasing my little marks here real quick before I forget about them. There we go. Oh my gosh, y'all. I just love this so much. All right. And so the snow drifts. So as I mentioned, I cut these pieces. And again, I just use the pieces there. But because of time, I'm going to use the ones I cut earlier as my little test. And let me find the other one. Here it is. Here we go. So like these are going to go right on top of here. like that. Okay. And we're going to use dimensionals, but if we put the dimensionals all the way at the bottom, it's going to be the same level. And I am just going to use the edge here so that we don't put a lot of dimensionals on here. So like I'm just going to put them right onto the card itself like that. And then over here on this side, like this. Okay. And now we can put our snow on and just like that. All right. And let's peel off of our little pieces and you'll be able to see how it looks. And then this side. So there you have our, how that looks. Is that not the cutest or what? And so that's our actual card itself. Now, this is kind of a bulky card, so you definitely are going to need extra postage on this. It will still fit into the envelope, no problem. You literally are going to have, though, 2 full layers of dimensionals at the bottom of here. Now, you might have been able to do some placement on these to eliminate the double bulk, but I just think all that is so necessary for the card itself. Okay. Now, as far as the sentiment goes, what are we doing, right? Come on, June, you got to have a sentiment. All right. So we are going to use a piece of basic white and we're going to add it that way. And I have a couple of things planned. So here's my warm wishes. So what I want from the warm wishes is the piece that is from our home to yours, okay, for the front. So let me get our stamp out, and I think I had some here. Hopefully I can find it pretty quick. Of the yeah, the masking. Okay, so I want to use a bit of masking for this, so I'm just going to cut off a little piece here because what I'd like to do is just cover up the warm wishes. So if you can see this, I'm just literally covering up the warm wishes. I'm trying not to get to the from here. So I guess I'm going to go a little bit over and then kind of push it down below there. It's not going to get it. Maybe I could just snip that little piece right there. All right, I think that'll work. I think that'll work. We're going to find out what works. I just want to make sure I'm not getting any of the warm wishes. So I have a little piece here. I'm going to just stick that right on there. There we go. All right. So I'm just trying to get the from our house, our home to yours. Okay. So now I'm going to pull this off. All right. Just put it in the trash right now. And so I'm just going to put that right here. Okay. So this is what we're going to use on the front of the card. All right. And I'm going to get my trimmer just so that this is kind of neat and clean. So I think this is 3/8. Let's see. We're just going to make a 1/2 an inch and see if that fits. And we're just cutting this side, and I'm going to trim a little bit off of this side. There we go. So we have our nice little sentiment here, and that's going to go out here, right? I was planning to put it right down here, but let's see. Could just put it right here in the center. I was thinking it would fit right here, and I think it does. I just may need to get a little bit closer to it and trim a bit off of the top. I think my scissors are getting a little sticky. Okay, so I think that would go right here. From our home to yours is where what I had planned. Yeah, that's gonna work. Okay, so I'm just taking some of the glue. I don't need a lot. And we're just gonna glue this right into the area of the snow at the bottom, because there is a part of that little drift that is just plain white. Now, we probably could have just stamped right on there, but I just didn't want it to ruin it and have to be starting over from anything. You know, the other thing you could do is you could make a belly band for this, but I like that it kind of pops itself open like this, and it's definitely going to be one of those cards that can stand up. And then on the inside, we're going to use a circle tag. Okay, we're going to use a circle tag and the stamps with love. I love that sentiment in here and the design of it. We're going to use with love and stamp that right on to this little tag. And we're going to add that to the inside. And we're almost done, folks. Almost done. All right. So with love right here. Thanks for hanging in there with me. And I think it's worth it. All right. So we need a little bit of linen thread. So we just need kind of enough for a little bow. I don't know what I have here. Let's see. If I can get the curling to stop curling. I got 11 inches. Okay. So I'm not even going to put it in there. I'm just going to put a glue dot with it to put it down. But I wanted kind of a floppy little bow here. And we're going to put that on the inside here, up here like this. Okay. And I'm going to glue this on like this. And we could even just put it right out here. I think we'll do that. And then we'll stick this down with the glue dot right here. Just get one of these kind of rolled up a bit. And I'm going to put that right on there like that. Okay. So how cute is that? All right. So I'm sure you're wondering, like, well, where do I sign? Well, we're going to put a little piece back here. Okay. That's what this is for. We're going to put a little piece back here. And we'll just do some quick little stamping here with the little door and the little dog. And I'll just say special delivery. Okay. So we're just going to have a little bit of fun with it. I got a mess on my desk. Sorry about that. Let me see if I can clean some of this up so you can see what's happening. I don't want to get, oh, this one is trash. So we can get rid of some of this. Let's see if I can clean up a bit for you. So we can see. So don't get rid of these roofs. We're going to use these next week, I think. I got some ideas, folks. All right. So now I need this size right here. And we're just going to do this little house right here. Okay, just like that. Isn't that cute? So fun. And now I have this little bitty dog. So cute. He's just running with some mail in his mouth. All right. And we'll just put special delivery at the top of here. Like this. And it is a fun card, isn't it? I love it. All right. So there we have that. Probably really does need a belly band, but I'm not going to do that. And then this is going to go on the back of here. We're just going to glue it down. This card definitely, just say it again, this card definitely would require more postage to mail. So, you know, if that's the plan, just make sure you put your postage on there so it doesn't get lost. And it gets treated properly at the post office. Okay. But here is our card. And I just think it's so cute. All right. So from our house to yours with love. And it's really pretty stand-up card. So looks a little bit like that. And then you have a place to write a note. Special delivery. You could color all this in, but you don't have to. It's very pretty just how it is. And anyway, that is our fun little gatefold. You know, I could think of a number of ways to keep this closed, but I'm in love with it. So I hope you are too. Again, these are all elements from the add-on and the card or the kit from November, Warm Wishes. And I hope you really like it. I'll post photos in the group this week. And I just thank you for sticking with me this long today. And I'm really thankful for all of you that participate here in the group, that have become a part of my life. And I just wish you all a wonderful holiday season. It's such a time to be thankful and thoughtful of others. And so I think for myself, I just really want to remember to be kind. It's a hectic season for everybody. So enjoy enjoy making this card. If you make one, I would love to see pictures of what you create. And then we also made the treat boxes. And so I already have some like fun ideas that I want to make next week. And so I look forward to seeing you again next week. Have a great rest of your day and weekend, and have a great week ahead. Bye-bye.